Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life, but how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have prediabetes, a serious medical condition that puts you at high risk for type 2 diabetes. 1 in 3 American adults has prediabetes, but more than 80% don't know they have it. The good news is, prediabetes can be reversed, and for many people, healthy changes in their daily routine can make a big difference. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihavepreddiabetes.org.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What? Hey. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.
We are here. My name is Rodney Perry. You are in full effect. It is going down. What's up, Hope? My name is Rodney Perry. The name of the show is Rodney Perry Live. Shouts out to Finesse Mitchell. Shouts out to my man, Jordan Jackson. He might pop in this morning. This show is powered by Media Room 360. The great Shani Scott on air. How are you today, sis?
Good morning. I am great. Been working a lot. We got a show tonight here.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Apollo style karaoke.
What's the show?
It's Apollo style karaoke at Dallas Dreams.
Oh, you mean a live show like a real people?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here. That should be fun.
13 contestants. Yeah.
DJ by now the only thing about these karaoke competitions, these people that ain't no karaoke, they be real singers.
Yeah, well, there is a cash prize. First, second, and third cash prize. And
did you get that video I sent?
Yeah.
So. Did you get the video I sent you that they keep saying I'm dead or about to die?
Oh, I saw that. I said, yeah, because it's like just in. Comedian Rodney Perry is on life support.
Can you pull that up?
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll put it up here.
Meanwhile, let's bring in my co-host for the day. Daniel Dugard's in the building.
Hey, man, what's up?
Man, we go back like motherfucking old lawn chairs. Daniel Dugard is probably about 5 years older than me, but easily looks 12 years younger than all of us.
He don't look 12 years younger than me.
Well, it's early too.
It's early, and you know I'm not a morning person.
Man, I can't thank you enough for coming on. Relocated to Houston, Texas. How's that move for you, D?
It's cool. Hey, look, hey, I'm in my theater room. I ain't never had one of them.
Hey, they got rooms. They got names. The room got a name.
It ain't done yet, but I'm in it.
Hey, let me tell you something. That motherfucker's fly. I can tell by the depth of the room how deep the room deep.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Like, look at you got a ceiling and another ceiling.
Right.
That's hot, man. Hey, that's the thing. When you come south, man, you know, I've been in Atlanta for 12 years. and you know you had to sacrifice a lot of that when you on the West Coast, sacrifice space, and
True
then
that.
you get out here and you know you like okay, I got it. All
Right.
right, get a room.
Right. That's real tough.
But we was talking off the air. You the one that got to fix stuff around there too, though.
I gotta put some faucets in. I gotta go to Home Depot and get a basin wrench. I didn't even know what a basin wrench was.
Hey, you better than me. If I can't find nobody to fix it, it stay broke.
Hey, YouTube is a great teacher, man. It really is.
YouTube is kind of dope. Nigga, I put up a YouTube with me. I was trying to we had a tree fall in our yard from our neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
And so me and my wife trying to cut the tree down, but we can't start the saw. We can't. I'd have pulled up YouTube. The lady said, you might just not be strong enough. I said, you know what, lady? Get off my damn phone.
To start it up?
To shake it.
That's hilarious. That's funny.
Dude, the dude at Home Depot ripped that mug so easy.
Oh, man.
So get this, D. Oh, stop the presses. Joining the show, internet super comedian. One of my guys, man, we shoot sketches all the time. I can't keep up with him. He's currently touring with Country Wayne. Welcome to the show, Mr. Jordan Jackson. What's up, Jordan?
What's happening? Thanks for having me.
Man, first of all, thank you for popping in with us today, man. I know your time is valuable, bro. Hey, you got to deal with it too. We on the road being famous, and then you come home and have to do some shit.
Right.
Your girl be looking at you, you're like, yeah, that's nice. Okay.
Yeah, don't nobody care about none of that here.
Well, who gonna fix this sink, Dugar?
Hey, man, it's got to get fixed. Hey, man, I ain't never met Jordan, but I know your work, brother. You dope, you talented. But right now, you killing me with that Laker jersey, man.
Oh, come on, bro. Don't do me like that, man.
I'm going.
LA. I got to represent LA.
I ain't mad at you. I'm Golden State Warriors all day, man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, that ain't not sorry, brother. That's championships, baby.
And you got to give them some love, at least right now. You know, I tell everybody, y'all won this season. Them Lakers gonna have a good run, I think, coming up. So
Golden State gonna repeat. Golden State gonna repeat. They're coming back healthier too, bro.
How they gonna? I mean, maybe Clay.
Kuminga will be better. Moody will be better. Poole will be better. Wiggins will be better. Weissman will be back. We also have a first-round draft pick. We're gonna be all right, bro. Peyton is coming back.
I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, they're gonna be Steph Curry.
Your main guy.
Steph ain't going nowhere. Clay's legs will be back after that season.
Hopefully,
he gonna need him to walk back for second place, brother. He gonna need them legs. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, the Lakers, especially if we try to get Kyrie, we mess around and get Kyrie is over with.
What's gonna happen is AD gonna get hurt again. He gonna hurt his finger.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
He's gonna hurt everything.
No, hold on. Don't do that.
Kyrie and Bron are not gonna get together and get along.
We'll see.
And it's gonna be disarray. And then they're not gonna get past the Clippers.
The Clippers.
Clippers gonna be nice, nigga. Man, with George and Kawhi back. Oh yeah.
Speaking of injuries, hell, Anthony Davis and Kawhi.
The Clippers ain't worked in years. I'm trying to find my Clippers. My Clippers still. You can't cut nothing with them Clippers.
Exactly.
But hey, man, you know what? I think the West will be loaded, but it's really hard to beat a team that has a mixture of championship pedigree vets and young cats that they've initiated into that lineup, and they culture though the way they play ball. I mean, we got it. The way they play ball, man. Golden State finds a way, bro. They finds a way, and you can't knock them for that.
Found a way to get lucky and beat Boston. Boston, I don't know what happened.
Every championship comes with luck. Every championship comes with luck.
They didn't look like the same team. All I know is they at the 2-1 mark. I ain't gonna lie, I thought it was over with. With that type of defense,
I never bet against Steph Curry, man. I think the guy's a quality player. He did his stuff.
but at the time, I didn't see. I didn't. Steph was doing okay because that defense, which wins championships,
does
it just went away.
Well, you also looking at the number 2 defense in the Warriors.
Hey man, I played high school and college ball, man. They adjusted. They adjusted to that defense and made them play a certain kind of way.
Well, let's call a spade a spade. Boston Celtics cannot go left. They could go left. They can't go left. It don't take no great defense to figure that out. If I can see it, I know Steve Kerr can see it.
But hey, you know what's the trip though? Poole, Clay, and Steph are the only three-player combination of players that have made over 50 3-pointers on the team.
Blah 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 blah. The name that we should be talking about right now is Andrew Wiggins, because without Wiggins, there was no championship.
Hey, without a doubt. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying earlier. That culture, the way they adjust that culture, every man is up on that team, and how they blended the vets and the young players. They believed in that culture and they believed in each other. And that's
all right, everybody hold on. Everybody hold on. The name of the show is Rodney Perry Live. My name is Rodney Perry. I am not dead. I don't know if y'all tripped off of this, but man,
wait.
I had COVID 2.5 years ago. The story keep resurfacing, Jordan. Like I got COVID right now.
Wow.
Let's run that video, Shannon.
Wait. I'm still downloading.
God damn it, Shannon Scott. Okay. So what happened is I get somebody on my IG and they going like, "Hey man, Rodney, you okay?" And I'm like, "I'm fine." And I get another one and another one and another one, and after a while I start going, maybe I need to investigate. So I go to YouTube, I put in Rodney Perry on his deathbed. And they got a whole story. Dude, this thing, well, it came out maybe 2 months ago. I ignored it. It came out again yesterday. And I'm like, get the hell out of here, man. Dude, have you ever had the internet just flat out lie on you? Dugar.
No, but I did see that stuff pop up on you. But I knew better, No, I haven't had anybody on the internet spill any beans on me like that, man.
Dude, crazy. Jordan Jackson, man, you live in the social media world, man. Have you ever had them just flat out lie on you?
No, so far no flat out lies. But I'm gonna tell you the funny thing is, so my birthday was 2 days ago, right?
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
Let's just say thank God for Facebook, but people know they be phony. But if it wasn't for them notifications, nobody would know whose birthday was. And I'm talking about nobody.
Hey! Why you playing? If it wasn't for that notification, I will try to call, like to physically call instead of just saying happy birthday on the app. I'll step out the app and try to call you.
You know what I hate? I hate the HBD, because that means you really didn't give a damn enough about me to print out the whole goddamn word of happy birthday. Don't hit me with the HBD.
Not the HBD.
That is disrespect at the highest level of social media.
Oh, really?
No HBD.
Yeah, come on, bro.
I feel you on that. And you know what? Don't hit me with no one smiley face on my jokes either.
Right.
I need at least 4 smiley faces.
4. And another thing, if I send you an emoji, I want an emoji back. Don't send me back a regular text if I took time to find the right emoji.
Why are we so social media sensitive?
You know what? That's a good question. I'm not sensitive, but I'm like Jordan though. If I hit your ass with a black fist, you hit me back with a black fist.
Damn right. Let me with no plain text back. And stop putting your own emotions in the text too. I hate when people do that. Why you yelling at me? Hey, man, the thing hit the thing. People kill me with that. Don't be yelling. Don't be talking.
Hey, I definitely. I don't know how to send emojis. So I'm gonna type out a word.
Yeah, put your own emoji, your own emotion in the text that somebody give you. You know what I'm saying? It's funny how you gonna interpret how the text supposed to be when it's clearly just words, but you put your own emotion in the word.
George Jackson. You out here in the social media world. Who is these big booty girls you be getting?
These girls will hit me in the DM and be like, "Let's work," and I'll be like, "Okay." You get the followers, I get the engagement. It's a win-win.
Right. Dude, tell me this, man. How hard is it to keep coming up with content? I mean, you're literally generating content every day. Do you have a production staff? Is it just you? Like, how you doing,
bro?
Man?
It's just me. You know how I do it. I call up everybody, 5, 6, 7, 8 people. They say, "What we gonna shoot?" I said, "I never know till you get here." As soon as the people get here, I start coming up with ideas that are the relatability is what's gonna, it's just like our material on stage. You got the relatability is gonna transcend any race. And boy, Rodney, when I tell you on fire right now, and I just shot maybe about 38 reels. I posted 7 so far. When I tell you them suckers hit 1 million each so goddamn fast.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just rolling. But the relatability is
now what platform? Facebook,
Facebook.
Instagram, on Facebook?
Facebook, yeah. Instagram, it's funny, man. The Instagram is I've never really been able to get super high engagement on Instagram. My Facebook is more real people, more mature people. It's a lot of kids on there, so trying to get them to the materials just a little bit different.
Now, you getting engagement on Facebook. Are you seeing the human beings at your shows?
Well, I never can do my own shows. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't know. I see the engagement of people in the street, which is amazing. A lot of people coming up to me now, but a lot of that is really helped because Country Wayne has added me back to that sitcom, to that Facebook sitcom.
Yes.
So that took my numbers through the roof, and then he posts those on YouTube as well. So man, that has helped my public acknowledgement a lot. I was like, dang, all this other stuff I done done movies, I done done. Ain't nobody talking about. All they talking about is, hey man, where's Blake? I mean, where's your daughter from the Country Wayne skits?
Wow.
Them 7 million people every day.
That's real.
Definitely help.
Hey, Dugard, man, we old school. What's it like for you to see this stuff manifesting in front of your eyes?
I'm sitting here listening to him, absorbing that experience that he's having because we are old school, man. And in the games, when we came out, social media wasn't there. Yeah. It was promoters and comedy club managers and clubs doing all the promoting for us, and that's disappeared because this.
But isn't it still there?
Not really. I mean, you remember, man, like back in the day, man, like on Sundays. Remember the Punchline with Hutch and them guys?
Yeah.
You would go over to the Punchline in San Francisco, and you didn't know if you was going up or not. He would surprise you to make sure you was ready. And then it was layers to that, and you kind of worked your way up to that opening spot, that middle spot, and that closing spot. But that middle spot took years from that opening spot.
Yes.
And social media has turbocharged that whole transcending of escalation, and it's different, man. I'm sitting up here listening to Jordan, man, and I'm just like, it amazes me how those rhythms move, how they move.
Wow. I just don't understand why more veterans don't take advantage.
Hey, Jordan, I'm on it.
Yeah.
My YouTube monetized, my Facebook monetized, and now I'm just beefing up all my engagement. I'm posting videos every day, and I'm watching you. I'm watching LeVar Walker. I mean, you guys are posting multiple videos a day, every day.
Yeah.
And so I take that very seriously, man. And if I get lucky, I create some content I can use over here on this show.
Facebook has billions of dollars that they have to give content creators. And who better to create content than comedians? We know about timing. We know about the engagement. You just got to put in that work. Now, it's a lot of work. But in the end, if you saw the monetizable money that you can get by just being yourself and by putting out this content and being able to get residual incomes, and you own this content. So this is like having your own record label. This is like having your own a legacy to pass down to your kids, because that page is always going to be there. You just got to feed it. So I'm glad Rodney had jumped on it, but there's so many others. I've reached out even to myself, like, yo, man, let's work. I mean, I really can help you monetize your page,
Right.
and you just need to put. But I don't got to do all that. And I'm like, man, because it's gonna help your sales as well as you being able. So it's an all around win.
Dude, I'm starting to feel it. And how about this, Jordan? It don't take forever.
No.
I mean, it really in a year.
It didn't take you long. You was on it.
In 6 months to a year, I was able to, but my page was organically growing without me doing anything.
Exactly.
But the minute I started engaging those people, it took off.
You got to have that part. See, a lot of people think, oh, we just post some videos, you post a flyer, you post. Okay, well, there's no investment with that. This is what you need. You need to go live. You need to interact with your fans and make it about them as well. Like a lot of times it's always like, check out me. Well, you need to go on their page and show them some love. See what they got going on. Anybody got a business that needs to be promoted? Anybody got a something coming up that needs to be, because now when you come to their city, they're coming to see Rodney,
my friend.
The friend. I can't let Rodney come to my city and not go see him because there's a connection there. Well, a lot of times we don't have that connection because we're so busy trying to promote what we got going on.
Wow.
And
you know what, Shanny Scott, that's a great idea. I'm gonna start actively getting sponsorship from small businesses.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah, I've been doing these social media meetups and going out to restaurants and all that stuff, doing a little tester to see. And a lot of these businesses, like, man, people come through. Hey, I seen you in Jordan Skid. I came over. I didn't even know you guys were over here. So you start building those relationships all the way around, because you got to win your city first before you talk about winning anywhere else. That's what a lot of people forget. It's all, and it's hard work. There's no way around that. It's just it's hard. You got to work on your stand up to get to where you're at. This other part of social media, it's nonstop work. You got to treat it like a 9 to 5.
Wow, Dugard, man, you did Showtime at the Apollo, and back in the day, that was it. If you did your family it got real. Your cousin, it was like, man, Dugard did a deal. I remember when you did the Apollo, and I was like, Dugard gone.
Right.
Fast forward 20 years later, we're still relevant, still in the game. So, like, what are you doing to connect with these new people?
And then it's also, man, like honestly, man, 30 in the game. I'm sitting here listening to the young brother Jordan, and I'm not immune to the information. And it's all about recreating yourselves. And for me, I've created other revenue streams, man, to keep me living how I live. Just not just outside of the social media. And that's something that my wife has said to me all the time. Tap into the social media, get your social media person to educate you with that, because it can go through the roof. And it's just finding other revenue streams, man. From, me, man, I got the biggest military comedy tour on the planet, which is amazing. I do cruise ships, I do corporate, I do comedy clubs. I do all of those things. I'm getting ready to venture into the public speaking platform also. So it's just all about using those things. And I'm just sitting here because I'm always learning, and I'm listening to Jordan, and I'm just like, man, you know what? It's kind of like if I'm getting confirmation to inject that into what I'm doing to even take it to another level, man. So it's just kind of like a blessing in disguise that we're all on this show together, because I'm absorbing that information.
Dude, it's really, to each his own. We'll all find our respective ways. Shanny Scott, man, you run Media Room 360. How are you using social media to connect the dots for you?
I need to do better at using social media. So right now I'm looking for a social media manager to run it for me, because I do all the operations. So I have to get a team. But I know that it's important, because when I was in radio, my stations were, when we went through the shift from digital to the social media digital, because it's different. I had to build out our Facebook was the first platform. And once I built out our Facebook, got us up to 20,000, fans, followers, then I saw a change in my revenue stream on my terrestrial side. So it all works together. Yeah. Because sometimes in their car, because at that time, that's when we had Sirius, and then what's the other one? But the satellite radio had come out. You didn't have
the other
internet in your car yet, and people weren't putting playlists together, so they still had CD players in their car. Some people still had cassettes, but they had another option. They didn't necessarily have to get in the car and just listen to the radio. Most people were on their phones watching or listening to whatever was running on social media. So I had to make a station, take my station and put it on social media, do my lives, while I was on the air, get my other jocks to go live. So while people are doing whatever they're doing throughout their day, that station was still touching. And the same thing for Media Room 360. We need to be doing that. Our social media is, I don't have no problem saying this. It's whack right now. It's not going to be like that always, but right now it's whack. And I am looking for an influencer or a social media manager to take over that for me.
Oh, wow. I mean, for me, I mean, I've been managing my own. I mean, one of the things that was inviting to me is that I could connect my YouTube and my Facebook so I can engage those people daily, regardless of what I'm doing. So, Jordan, you're posting videos and funny stuff. Do you feel the need to also, like you said, go live to create more, to totally 360 engage your audience?
Oh, definitely. Gotta go live. Gotta let people be a part of my life. Let them know what's going on. Let them know I'm a real person. And if you'd have told me 10 years ago that even getting a movie or a TV show would be good, but what I'm learning is there's nothing in today's age that's gonna beat 7 days a week. Even if you get a hit movie, that's going to be exciting. Today's culture, you may get 6 months out of that. A TV show,
if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky. It's got it, and I'm talking, when I say movie, I'm talking about Marvel.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So the advantage that every regular person has is you get to build your own audience, and you can be seen 7 days a week to where you can build that brand. So why wouldn't you take advantage of that?
Dude, what I'm learning this. At first, it might not be nobody watching, but you got to keep going.
Yeah.
You got to keep going.
Today is 2, tomorrow is 5, the next day is 8. That's progress. You're winning. Don't get caught up. Oh, I didn't know about. Who cares? Entertain them 2 people that's on your live for that day, and I promise you, there's going to be 3, at least 3 the next day, because the other people did that great job. The other people going to say, "Hey, you got to go check that out." And it builds in the build. We want it so fast, it don't happen like that. Everybody started at 1.
Go ahead.
Well, you got to remember too, with the video, once you put it there, it's there. So the day or the moment that you tape it, it might be 2, but if you check it 6 hours later, it might be 600. You check it 10 hours later, it'll grow. It's there. So when you do your live, save them so they can replay. Because sometimes some people don't save it, so it'll go away.
Like we live right now, but it'll be between now and the end of the day, it'll be another 1,000 people to watch the show.
Yeah.
At least. And that's just on my platform. On Shiny's platform, it might be another 3,000 or 4,000. So it's very important that we continue to push this stuff. Hey, let's do this. My co-host for the day, Daniel Dugard, man, longtime friend, longtime comedian. We've been around the world literally together, Daniel. We're gonna talk about that before we get out of the show today. My man Jordan Jackson. Jordan, if you could stay, man, I really would appreciate it, but I know you're busy over there. Either way, my next guest coming on, we're gonna take a break. We come back. Let's do this. Let's play a little Al Chauncey. Now let's play the commercials and play Al Chauncey back in, and then we're gonna talk to him for a bit. My name's Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry.
Oh, hey, LeBron. I was in rehearsal, honey.
I'm leaving your broke ass. You ain't got no car, and you ain't got no job.
Come on.
Running around with this 70s band like you Rick James or some shit.
Now, come on, baby. This is Richard Hall.
And you still broke.
Baby, won't you just say?
LeBron!
Said I give you the shirt off my back. In my mind, I drive a Cadillac, but in real life, I got a would you accept me if my credit score was 524? Had no heat and it's falling below. Scraping for change just to go to the store. Richard Hall, but I'm still broke. Richard Hall, but I'm still broke. Richard Hall, but I'm still broke. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it one day. Richard Hall, but I'm still broke. Richard Hall, but I'm still broke. Richard Hall, but I'm still broke.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry Live. That is my man Al Chauncey. He'll be back in here in a second, man. Richard Hart, but I'm still broke. Man, if there's been no truer words spoken, guys. I mean, and we all been there, you know, when it wasn't all good. It wasn't no houses and cars. You know, you was Richard Hart. But as you navigate this life, man, we've all managed to get through here. Hey, give me a story, Dugar, when you was Richard Hart, but you was still broke.
Hey, when I was the UPS driver downtown. Yeah.
No, you was killing them. But you had custom made suits, but they didn't know.
Hey man, only you know that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? It's like only you can go and buy. I've never been a label guy because I've been in places where there's multi-millionaires and they got on $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 custom tailored Tom Fords and Armanis, and I got my custom tailored Daniel Dugar that I had made in Seoul, Korea, that make all they suits look like they got them off the rack.
Ooh, come on. Hey, George Jackson. We all been Richard Hart, man. We all, you know, you doing great now. That custom-made jersey ain't cheap. Hey, that custom-made jersey ain't cheap. Richard Hart, but I'm still. Tell me about back in the day when you was Richard Hart, man, but the money wasn't really there yet.
I was Richard Hart when I first, which when I started out doing stand-up comedy, and my old lady had to take care of everything because I ain't have a dime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I was definitely Richard Hart.
Let me ask you this, Jordan. So like you said, it wasn't there, but now there's been a paradigm shift. Do you be flexing a little bit now?
No, I stay humble, bro.
Yeah.
Only because being a cat from the street who's hustled his whole life, and I just took my hustle over into this game.
Yeah.
When you've been on the streets that long, bro, you know, just cut you up don't mean you're gonna stay up. Now I ain't speaking that into existence, but you got to stay humble because you just never know when the tides can change. So you still bless others, you still plant the seeds, you still do things for other people to try and to give out as much knowledge as you can because you still never know. You just don't know. Life changes like that, up or down.
Very true. Shani Scott, do a brother have a chance with Shani Scott if maybe his paper ain't together?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I don't judge people. Because I don't need you to take care of me. I need you to take care of you. That's not what I need you for. I don't need
that's
no man.
T-shirt right there. I like that. You ain't got to
I don't need you to take care of me. I need you to take care of you. Wow.
Yeah, I need you to take care of you. I don't need you to take care of my bills. That's not what I want you for. I want somebody that's gonna spend time with me, give me attention. You know.
Ooh, speaking of
Yeah.
time, God
Yeah.
dog, it's so hard to give time when you're trying to
Time.
make money.
And yeah, that's the
They
thing.
don't go together. Do it. Time and money don't go together. Like you got to sacrifice some of your money to give your lady time.
And yeah, and like slow as he be like, baby, well, I got to work, because I'm like, well, the 4th of July, we supposed to do this. The girls want to go pop firecrackers. We want $500 worth of fire. He like, baby, look, I'm gonna come for a little while, but I got to go to work. And I had to say, okay.
I find it hard
That's a good man.
be successful. It's hard to be successful if you can't put your time only into it. And it's a huge sacrifice. But I took a year and did it, and I said, "Whoa!"
What about this? What about this, Dugard? Don't you got to be a little selfish to make it?
You do, but that's the crazy thing about our industry, man. When you make those sacrifices, it can be a toll in another area while you're increasing in another area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen guys sacrifice their whole family for this. All right, Mr. Al, God damn it, he broke again.
Yeah, he's froze, so he got to come back in.
Yeah, I saw him like this.
Yeah, he was stuck.
He was stuck like a mug.
But I think that sacrifice, we talked about that earlier. I think at some point as women, we have to say, okay, I understand what's going on.
Right.
Because you jump out of this relationship and give it somebody else this, that has the time, but they don't have no work ethic, they don't have no dreams, they don't have no
goals. If
your
man is available all the time, he's not hustling.
Yeah, something ain't right.
Let me say this. I remember there was a time ago, my wife had told me, she says, look, go do you. If you need to move to LA, we was in the Bay. If you need to move to LA, go. I'm going to be here, but you got to do this for you and don't worry about me. But when you think about things like that, you fully don't grasp it because you're saying to yourself, man, I didn't put all this work in for this marriage and this family. Am I going to lose that? Is that the trade-off? So it's really a psychological game that you play with yourself, because like you said, a lot of people have sacrificed their families to make it in this industry. I never wanted to be famous. I never wanted to be a celebrity. I just wanted the bank account to be right. That's it. I've never wanted the paparazzi or any of those things, man. And when you look at, like you had sent me something about these quotes. I have quotes that I use, and it's kind of like when you look at the sacrifice that we make, I think quotes are created from those type of hardships and those type of motivations, and here we have them today. So it's a chess game, man, in a world where you got to know how to play it on certain boards, because it's tough.
Hey, let's get my man in here. He is the author of this great song, Richard Hart, But I'm Still Broke. Mr. Al Chauncey, what's up, Al?
He froze again. He froze again.
Al Chauncey?
Yeah, his internet won't let him be great today.
That nigga like this.
It won't let him be great today.
Hey, Jordan Jackson, man. First of all, again, man, thank you a bunch for popping on. You was on the Instagram feed. You came over and popped in and hollered at your boy, man. Jordan, man, I'm proud of you, and you haven't let, while building the social media, you still also building your stand-up.
Yes,
like
sir.
you never let that fall by the wayside. How hard is that, bro?
You know what is so crazy is the skits actually help your stand-up, because you have to write these skits, and by keeping everything relatable, it helps when it's time to actually go on that stage. But one thing I do like about you, Rodney, is you the same guy every time, and you said it 6 or 7 years ago. You was like, well, you know, I wasn't that good, but you was like, Jordan gonna be all right anyway, cause people like him. Good guy.
No, let me tell you something. Likability is gold.
It's golden, brother. It's platinum.
You can't buy it.
Yeah.
You know, for people to like you, that Scruncho used to say this on stage. Say, I might not be the best, but I like them. And that matters.
Yeah.
Big time.
A student of the game, you know what I'm saying? Always trying to be better, always reaching out to vets, always trying to figure out what I can do, wanting the truth. Because, you know, a lot of people don't want the truth. You know what I'm saying? They want you to tell now, bro. If you see something that needs to be improved on, and Rodney's one of those guys you can go to, because, you know, for the most part, comedians just don't care. Hey, could you watch my set? Hell no. How'd I do? Who cares?
But I know.
That guy answers the phone every time. Yeah. One of the best vets out there, man.
Hey, you know what, man?
I had some good vets, though. J. Anthony Brown stopped me. He said, Rodney, all comics want is the game. They don't want no money. They don't want no food. They want the game. If you can stop and give a brother some game, that means the world. I mean, Dugard gave me game. You know, I mean, we'd have been around the world, Dugard. Egypt, Korea, Japan.
Wow.
Talk to me about your tour, man. And again, seeing the world as a comedian, probably being in more countries than the kings of comedy.
You know what, man? And I've had them too. You know, I brought them over. It's, you know, man, that was a blessing in disguise when that fell into my lap, because when I first started doing that like 15 years ago, I only had 2 shows. I got 28 now, you know, globally, and it just took time to build. But I'm the same old dude, Rodney. You know that. I'm the same cat, man. I haven't changed one bit. I always try to get a game, always try to get a wisdom. Because I had vets like Paul Mooney, Lunell, Mark Curry, John Austin, Dana Garrett that gave me the game. You know, and Laura Hayes, that gave me the game in Oakland. So it's like, and I try to give that to the hot ones now, like Mario Hodge and Jay Rich and Rico the Great and all those guys that are bubbling in Oakland right now.
Yeah.
The military
Rico yesterday.
Yeah, the military stuff, man, is a different ball game. Because you form a military, they got certain requirements, man. It's no gray areas, this or that. You know, so when I hit cats with the contracts, it's like, I can't say this, I can't say that.
No,
you can't, because if you say it, the entire tour is shut down. Everybody is going home, and that could end what I've been doing for so many comedians, man, to show them the world and just give them an opportunity to see it and get off the block. You know,
I look at those pictures sometimes, man, and us standing at the base of the pyramids, and I'm like, yo, man, that brother took me around the world. Let's get my brother Al in here. Al Chauncey, join the show.
I'm back. I had a bad connection on my laptop, but I'm on my Android. So hey, thank God for technology.
Hey, thank Android. God, Al, man.
Come on,
you such a real singer. Hey, Jordan, you know Al?
No, I've never met him, but he still said Android. I couldn't let him pass.
hey, my kids won't even text your ass if you got green bubble. Al, man, dude, I love the song, first of all. Richard Hart, man, you got one of them real voices, grown man style. Talk to me about who you are and how you developed that style.
Well, my father, Gerald Williams Sr., was a great pianist. You know, he played, you know, with Duke Ellington, Jackie Wilson, just to name a few. And, you know, I grew up with him as a kid, just touring with him through the gospel circuit. And I guess the music bug jumped on me at a young age. So I went through the phase of hip hop. I was a hip hop artist for a while. And then when I moved to Atlanta, I met my mentor, Christopher Trax Rogers, and he was like, hey, you need to leave that rap alone and focus on the singing stuff. Because I was singing hooks. I couldn't find nobody to sing the hooks that I wanted. So he ushered me into soul music, and I became the son of soul.
Dude, I love it, man. And you got such a southern vibe. Like when we met, we just did a project because you're an actor as well. We did a project for BET Her about Juneteenth. It aired this weekend, man, dude. To meet you on set is to meet like your cousin or your brother or your uncle, dude. You such a real ass dude, man. Where did that come from, bro? You
Man,
like you feel like you got gravy just on your sleeve.
Man, it's growing up in North Carolina, you know what I'm saying? Home of the cotton and tobacco fields, you know what I'm talking about? But yeah, it's just growing up around older people. And so that's how I became an old soul, just soaking up youth. It's been the baby of the family. You're going to be with mom most of the time while your brother's out doing everything. And she take you to grandma's house and y'all in the country doing country stuff. So that's the environment I was raised in. So that's what I give you.
Wow. You know? Hey, man, when you think North Carolina, you think people like Anthony Hamilton, another soulful singer.
Yes,
man, is he one of your influences?
Anthony's very one of my influences. Coming from where I'm from, when that came out, just hearing him, it was like, yo, that's what I want to do. And when he was on the record with Nappy Roots and I first saw him, I was like, yo, this guy's dope. He's going to be up next. But Andy's been grinding for a long time, way back in his Uptown record days. So for him to come to light and his dream come true, you know, been a background singer for D'Angelo and some other people, and then to be who he is and sustain for the past 15 years, I salute that brother.
Hey, man, we talk about social media today. Daniel Dugard, Jordan Jackson, myself, and Shawnee Scott. How does that play into what you do nowadays? Because you can't just sit back and wait for people to find you no more, right?
Right. Exactly. That's to me, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You have to be in their face all the time. Like I was talking to my talent manager the other day, and he was saying, hey, keep pumping your stuff every single day. He said, we see a Geico commercial every day. We see a State Farm commercial more than once every day. So keep pushing it and pushing it. Wow. And I think that's how I came up on social media, and you saw my song the other day, because I was being relentless in promoting it. And so I think the platforms are there for you to use, man. It's a great tool.
Hey, dog, I hate to put you on the spot. You know, can you drop us something? What's coming down the pipe, man, for you?
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, right now, I got the Richard Hart and the Heartbreakers EP coming out. From that song, Richard Hart, that you heard, we built a group off of that. And so now we got an EP coming out, and we're just having fun. We're going to tour this summer. I'm going to do some more stage plays, some more movies as well. So that's what's down the pipeline.
Can you give us a couple bars?
Oh, yes, I can. Give it up for the best woman that I had known. She give me love and a happy home, always right there when I need her. She's the reason I'm breathing, and I can't let her down for that reason. And if I betray her, it's treason. She builds me up when I'm weak and love spending time on the weekends. Bless me at will. Lord, how she feel. This girl is real. No other. Go half on bills. Give me the skills. She's got my back and I trust her. I know she's there.
Hey.
Wait a minute now.
Hey, half on the bill. I like that. That boy going places. You know, half on the bill.
Dude,
that's a lyric right there.
It felt like you bridging the gap, man. Like you know. Wow, man. Well, thank you, bro. That's gangsta as hell.
What's up? Hey, you know, I'm bringing the church and the streets together.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like. That's what it felt like.
Hey. My co-host today, my Jordan Jackson, the homie Daniel Dugard. Y'all got anything for Al Chauncey, man?
Hey, man, keep doing your thing, brother. You sounded good, man. I thought my wife was going to run upstairs and get on here.
That sounded 90s. I like that.
Appreciate it.
Real lyrics. Throw some more stuff in about have the Dutch dates. We need that back in there.
But what I'm saying is like that's what I grew up off of, seeing my family unit work together, you know, and like a lot of people didn't get the opportunity to grow up and see that. So when you hear it nowadays, it's just us doing everything. So I'm used to togetherness, and that's what family's all about. If I'm down, you got me. If I'm up, I got you. That's it.
And see, I like that. And also throw in some nice, long, free, romantic walks. Throw that in there too. You know, we ain't gotta always spend money. Let's get to know each other on another
Jordan, level. You want more free stuff in the song.
That 50-50
Why we always gotta spend money? Huh?
Hey, that's what Teddy Pendergrass said. Want a 50-50 love.
Wow. Yo,
Shanny
Scott, Al Chauncey, man, the next to blow. What's your take? I mean, did he warm you up?
Yeah, I would have. I mean, after I programmed stations for 20 years. So one thing I would say, I'm gonna get this for free. Usually, I charge people for this information. But in programming, like you said, you see a Geico commercial every day. You probably see a Geico commercial. If you sit and watch TV, you probably see that commercial about 3,000 times a day if you sit and watch. And as programmers, as the program director of the radio station, my job is to hypnotize my audience. That's my job, because I'm programming you to do what I want you to do. I'm playing and I'm pushing out what I want you to like. So case in point, I'd have a song, I play the song, my listeners are kind of, I don't like that song. I don't like that song. You know, make it or break it. I'll break it. I don't like that song. I program it to come up every hour and 30 minutes. Every hour and 30 minutes, you're gonna hear this song. Because it's a power and it's new.
Right.
Next week, it's okay. The third week, they bob in their head. The fourth week, they love it. And it's top on Billboard. Now you done went up Media Base, you done went up BDS, and you hitting Billboard. So I would say you got to keep that with what you're doing independently. You have to program your audience to do what you want them to do, because people are okay. I'm not gonna say all that, but you can program people to do what you want them to do.
Hey, that's called MK Ultra there.
Hey, Al, man, dude, such a pleasure to talk to you, man. What's coming down the pipe? You got stage plays, you got some acting coming down the pipe, but the music is coming.
Oh yeah, the music is coming. This Friday I'll be in Riverdale, and that's gonna be at the Grand Fume Cigar Lounge. I'm gonna do a couple of songs there, and if y'all free, it's on Riverdale Road. Come out and check us out.
That's right here in Atlanta, Georgia, Riverdale Road. Al Chauncey will be in the building. Man, I got to get you over here by me at the patio, because they have singers over there all the time. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it my business. I want to be in the Al Chauncey business. I want to help you blow up, man. You such a great guy, such a genuine human being, man. I can't thank you enough for coming on the show, bro.
Well, Al, before you go, I need you to write one song. I want the title of the song to be "I'm Broke But Friendly."
I'm broke but friendly.
Oh, hold on, Al. Can you give us some bars of "I'm Broke But Friendly"?
That I'm broke, yeah, but I'm friendly.
Hey.
Yeah, but I'm friendly. I keep your hands to your tail.
That's my kind of song.
But hey, Al, if you could send Rodney or Candace or me your MP4, then I'll run your video on the channel. But I need the MP4, not the YouTube.
I add it to a skit too. If you send it to
Let's
me.
Let's do that.
Both of them.
Yeah.
I love it. This is what we do. We connect the dots.
Yeah. Hey, I know Al was legit, because when Rodney asked you to drop some bars, you never cleared your throat. You went right into it. I was like, this dude is amazing.
Hey, D, he didn't go.
He never went there. He just went, bam.
He didn't say, wait a minute. He didn't do that.
Dude, we was on the set shooting that project, right? Everybody a little quote unquote famous. And I'm looking at Al. I'm going, that nigga famous than all of us. It was something about you. And I was like, that guy's one of those guys, man. Dude, it's if you ever get discouraged, call me. I got a pep talk for your ass, bro. Because you cold, man.
I appreciate that.
You cold. Dude, I cannot thank you enough for coming on. Dude, what else? I got confused. Let's do this. Let's take a break. We come back. We're going to be at the top of the hour. brand new show. We got the rest of the show about to be crazy. I got a legal lady coming in. I got a sex therapist coming in. I got Daniel Dugar. I got Jordan Jackson if he can stay. Rodney Perry.
I'm locked in. I ain't going nowhere.
Hey, one more hour, and let me tell you something. Rodney Perry Live is about to get live. Al Chelsea is in this Let's go to break.
What up, y'all? It's Mike and Sean, and I know you want to be a podcaster. You want a successful podcast. You want to give your views and opinions, but you just don't know how to do it correctly. That's why you got to hit up ShawneeScott.com. You want to be on radio, and you want to know how to build your radio career. ShawneeScott.com. She's done all of this. I've worked alongside her for years, and I will tell you the information that she can give you is on a value level that I can't even put a price on it. All you have to do is go to ShawneeScott.com. Your future, right now. That's it. Michael Sean. Yeah.
Want your book or music to be published? Skip the confusion and rejections from others. Let BePublished.org publish and promote your work for less. BePublished.org handles it all, from cover design to worldwide distribution, with high quality and fast turnaround. You even keep rights and royalties.
Everything was perfect. You made my dream come true. My book and CD look so good.
Call 972-880-8316 now. BePublished.org. 972-880-8316.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What? Hey. Make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, from LA to New York, Chicago to Mississippi, let's give it up for America's #1 funny man, Rodney.
We are back in full effect. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuned in to Rodney Perry Live. My co-host for the day, Daniel Dugar. He's at Dugar007 on social media. My other co-host, who is Jordan Jackson. Well, damn it, you know who Jordan Jackson is.
Rodney Perry. Hey, might need to put that thing on iTunes or something. I'm kind of throw that down the street.
All right, guys. Father's Day just passed. A great day. I asked my guests this yesterday. I want to ask you guys as well. What are the words you live by, just on some real man shit?
Integrity is everything. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to your word, that's why it's very hard for me to commit. If I say I'm gonna do something, then I'm going to do it. And if I can't, then I say I'll try my best. But if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna stand on that.
Right. And I'm the same way. You hard pressed to get me to say yes.
Right.
And when I say yes, I'm there.
Yeah.
Right. I try not to ever be wishy-washy, man. Well said, Jordan. Dugar, what you got, bro?
I mean, I got to piggyback that too, man. But I will say, man, in this journey, bro, I got my day ones. You know, they keep me humble. My family keeps me humble. And I'm always trying to give, man. I've always been a giver to try to elevate other cats, man. Whether it's, you know, in the game or just in life in general, man. Because we hear one time, and that one time we hear, we get closer to two things: that's dying and God.
Yes, sir. You bring up a great point, D, giving, because I think, especially out of these three guys on the screen right now, I see them giving all the time. But sometimes there's a conventional wisdom that says, I'm giving, but ain't nobody giving me back. But we don't give for that. You know what I mean? We don't give so that somebody will give back. Man, how do you navigate a world where people sometimes don't return the gifts you've given?
You know, the beautiful thing about that is, Rodney, as a Christian, you plant the seeds, because, you know, man gonna let you down every time, but God never will. So if you plant the seeds and you do things for people, don't expect anything anyway. Do it from the heart, and just see how things start to manifest in your life by just doing the right thing and helping as many people as you can.
Wow, man. Well said.
Yeah.
Daniel. I mean, dude, you have literally given till you can't give no more. And is it ever frustrating for you, bro?
You know, man, it used to get frustrating, Rodney, because I've sent so many. I mean, wow, I can't even begin to count the number of comics that I've blessed like that. But that journey is that journey, man. And I say for me, I had to decide what I wanted for me, and I had to attack those requirements and go relentlessly with that. So if I'm turning you on to something, that is just another page in my book that I'm sharing. But that doesn't make you my entire chapter to where I feel it has to come back to me, because I'm constantly moving. Now, if you feel in your book, you want to reach back and say, let me put Dugar in one of my pages because he did this for me back in the day, that's cool. But if you don't, I'm still cool with that, because my intentions was to give you the game, give you some wisdom for you to blossom, man. So when you hear the term, like on social media, everybody always saying hating. If me, you, and Jordan don't agree on something, right? That doesn't mean we're hating on each other. That just means we don't agree, or we have a different opinion, but that doesn't mean it's hating. And we just, you know, when people feel like you don't turn them on to something, oh man, you hating on me. Why am I hating on you? You know, I reached out to you once before, you wasn't ready, or you didn't want to do it. Right? You know how many cats I reached out to come overseas? They not passport ready, or they don't want to get on a plane, or the first thing come out of their mouth is, how much money am I getting? Well, if you ain't coming for my troops first and foremost, we don't even have to get into no money, because I don't want you anyway.
Wow. And that matters, man, because when you look at these faces, these young men and young women, and you look at their faces, I mean, my daughter is going to be over there. And so I want her to experience the shows we put on. And I was able to even tell her, so my daughter was about to get ordered to Djibouti, Africa.
Oh, wow. We were
there. And I was able to tell her, don't go to that bug.
Wow.
You know.
Wow.
You know, so I was able to communicate because I had been on that base. I had been there. And I was like, you got to make sure you get stationed at the right place, because you can be stationed at that base, but be way out.
You know something, Rodney? You know, remember when we were over there? That was 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Because I lost my daddy while I was over there.
Yes, you did.
And what you guys gave me back was the brotherhood and the real friendship, just not colleagues.
Yeah.
I had 3 cats over there that were actually my friends, who happened to be. So you guys giving me that back and holding me up, because it was one time I was on stage and I broke down.
Yeah.
You know, and you guys were there for me. So when it's reciprocal like that, man, there's nothing that can replace that.
Wow. Hey, y'all, this is Rodney Perry. Tune in to Rodney Perry Live. You are about to make me weep. You about to take your boy out. Jeremy asked a great question, guys. Do y'all think being a good comedian is something anyone can do if they put the time and sharpen themselves to it? I mean, I think you can do anything you give time to. Anything, literally. If you give some time and some energy, but how much time you give matters in comedy. You know, I'm sure if you talk to Jordan or if you talk to Daniel Duke or myself, we all given our respective time and energy, but it's just never over.
Right.
You know, you're in a game that never ends.
Right.
So we could walk out of this show and we had to do something else immediately after, and something else after that, and something else after that. So to be a good comedian, just good. I ain't even got into great.
Right.
Good requires a lot of time.
Yeah.
Yep.
What's your thoughts, Daniel?
I agree, man. There's layers to it. But I sometimes we as comedians, man, we get a little arrogant to the point where saying, like, listening to this brother's post, that we're the only ones that can do this, or you have to be wired a certain way. I believe everybody is wired with humor. It's about how you develop it. We're all funny around our kinfolk, but when you get in front of somebody else that's a total stranger that's paid money, that's a different ball game and a different layer of the game. So I feel if you really work diligently at your craft, there's no the sky is the limit, man, because you're human just like us. That switch can click. It can click. We've seen it.
Yeah. Who is Jordan Jackson? I mean, as you ponder this question, man, what's your thoughts, man? How much time does it really take?
Yeah, it's never ending. I've been on the road for 6 years straight, and there's so much more to learn. And just when you think you're good, you go to a Rodney Perry show, and you realize you got a whole lot of work to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's never ending. But you got to love it, because you got to remember, when you come into this thing, you can't come in it looking for money and success, because that just doesn't come right away. You got to put in lots and lots of free effort and work, and just luckily hope that, you know what I'm saying. And now I realize I was blessed just to catch a break to go to somebody's, because I don't understand, how could I have got a 35 to 40 minute set trying to do that 5 minutes at a time at an open mic in front of people who don't give like it's
to work extended time every night is gold.
Hey, you know what Jordan is saying is fact. And I'm gonna tell you this, Rodney, you know me. I have a certain brand of comedy, and I feel I can follow anybody, and I don't feel like I'm like everybody else. But I'm gonna tell you, two cats that made me go in the lab, and I love them dearly, made me go in the lab and restructure and rewrite my whole catalog to the point where I ain't doing this the way I'm supposed to be doing that. And that was Ali Sadiq, and JJ Jeremiah Williams.
Yeah.
Wow.
Two beasts.
Yeah.
And I said, wait a minute, man, I know I'm dope, but I ain't dope. Because these two cats are dope. And it made me change my mindset. And I said to myself, you know what? I gotta revamp. I gotta revamp it and restructure and put it to a point where it's now. Like Jordan was saying earlier, the relevancy, how you got to keep putting the content out every day.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to go in the lab and say, man, I got to use some different words now to articulate myself with this joke to make it pop, but just not pop to us, to pop globally to every ethnicity background group that pays that buck.
Wow, ain't that something?
And them two brothers made me do that.
Wow, Shiny Scott on air.
Hey guys,
go ahead.
Quick. So how long did it take you guys individually to really trust yourself? Because it's to a point where you know that you're funny, but it's like these are jokes. This is great jokes, but it's like, how long did it take y'all to get to the level of getting up there and just talking and going, do they really want to hear this, or do they just want to? Because that's where I'm stuck at right now, between having good material that's written and just getting up there and talking about stuff that's in my life, but going, do they really care about this? You know what I'm saying? It's
I think the stuff in your life is gonna have a like. This is where I frame it. I'm a really good reporter. Like, I'm not a great writer. I'm okay. You know, a blank sheet of paper, write a joke. I'm okay. But when it comes to looking at my life and reporting that back to my audience, I'm great at that. And so all you got to do is live, because somebody is going through what you're going through, and you are there to help him get through it. And so if you don't share your story, you do that other guy a disservice.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So take the onus off you, right? Because as artists, you like, it's so personal that if you put the ball in your court, you're like, man, how do I do this? But if you make yourself put yourself in service mode, and now you can easily kind of get into that, and it makes sense, man. I mean, you're a father, you've been through life. You got some real life experiences that could really be great fodder for your life. My homegirl, right, Angel Game, she went through she found out the dude she was with was not only cheating, but he was about to get married. And I told Angel, I said, Angel, this is gonna sound bad, but this shit gonna be funny as hell in about 6 months.
Yeah.
And sure enough, we talk about it now. She said, I can't believe it's so hilarious. But when I first talked to her, she was still crying. So sometimes you got to heal from that thing to communicate about it.
To piggyback on that, Jordan, to answer the question, brother, I look at, or I'm gonna use you, not me, you, because you asked the question. You are an artist, and your crowd is your canvas. So if you paint that picture, you're showcasing your exhibit, because they coming to see you because of your catalog and what you've done. So you are always going to dictate to them. Sometimes we go in the mindset, we go in a room and say, oh man, this room is real hood today. I got to shift gears and go real hood, because we feel we gotta, quote, dumb down the room, which is bullshit. You give them what you want to give them, and they'll receive it because how you paint the canvas. Don't ever misguide what you want to talk about on stage to cater to an audience, because you are the artist.
Well said. Well,
I got a question.
Scott, go ahead.
I got a question for you, but as the person that sits in the audience and watches it, like you mentioned when you were just telling us about yourself, that you had to, your girl had to take care of everything while you were getting your career going. And those are stories that need to be told, because what you got to understand is what's being pushed out. People don't understand 50-50 in relationships and what that really means, because what's been pushed out is, oh, he's supposed to have a bag. He's supposed to take care of me. You got to do that. That's the music that we get. And that's how society moves. So yeah, if you tell that story and somebody's sitting there listening to that, and she with her dude that's, working UPS or FedEx or whatever he doing to try to make it to what he wants, it might click. You mean, like, you really might change a life and help.
Right. And that's funny that you said that, because that's what Rodney told me. I was telling him my story, everything that I've been through, and he's like, "Well, there's your story right there. There's your set, because every woman has dated that dude at least once."
Yeah, because you're sitting in the audience with your dude or with your girls, looking at the comedian or whoever's on stage, thinking, "Oh, I want to be with him." But then when you tell, "Okay, no, this is how it started. We was eating ramen noodles.
Right.
She was paying all the bills. But here
my wife should have left my ass a long time ago."
Then it makes sense. But my question for you was, since you do skits on social media, when you get to the stage to do your stand-up, what is that transition like from going from making skits to now doing stand-up?
It's actually one in the same, except to see, like, you know, like my man was saying, the problem is, but what he said is these people aren't there to see me. That's what makes it so hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm featuring for Country Wayne, who is a huge.
But can I push back on that a little bit? Yeah. I would imagine maybe not 70%, but probably 20% of the people is coming to see you.
Yes.
Now, after because you've built something that's really big.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you have to look at this. You on the road with Country Wayne for the 20 or 30 minutes that you are on stage. Guess who they watching?
Yeah, they watching me.
Yeah. And let me see. Let me look at your Instagram again. You got 379,000. You don't think some of those people came?
Come on, man. Come on, man.
But what I'm saying is 20% of 3,500 people is, you know what I'm saying?
So Jordan, look at an opening act that used to open up for a great comic that is The Godfather. Richard Pryor used to open up for Bill Cosby.
Did he?
Yes.
Wow, I never knew that. Wow.
So it's like, and look what happened there. You understand what I'm saying? There's so many cats out here. I used to open for DL, and DL would never limit us on bringing that heat. He got Bodacious, who's working with him now, and Jay Phillip. Them cats are monsters.
Yeah.
And he would never say dumb down your material or don't bring your A game.
Oh yeah.
You know, and you're in a position where I'm sure that's not the case, because both of you guys are great. And just look at the flower that is blooming for you being in that flower pot with Country Wayne.
Right.
Yeah, bring your camera down up so we can see you. Your eyes out.
You know, so what this brother Drew Tate just said, never sell yourself short, brother. Because somebody there is like,
wow, that's my old man from public.
But that's real talk. That's real talk, though. Yeah.
And he is excited to see somebody he know.
Right.
You know, that's gangster, man. Dude, man, I love having this conversation, bro, because a lot of times as comics, you feel alone. You know, you feel like you haven't made the needle move, but man, I mean, both of y'all have made the needle move, and it's a pleasure to watch. I love it. Let's do this. Let's take a break, Shiny Scott. Yeah. And
I can't wait. I've never met the brother. I can't wait to meet you, man. You an interesting brother, man, and you seem very grounded and you talented, bro. I'm gonna meet you.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, man.
We'll be right back. More Rodney Perry Live.
Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also determines how we handle stress, relate to others, and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. Hi, I'm Shawty Scott, and I want you to join me Friday, July 1st, 6 p.m. for the M3 Awareness Gala, brought to you by Marsha's Mental Movement. This will take place at the Majesty Event Center, located at 900 West Bow Street in Tyler, Texas. Attire for the event is all black formal, and you can purchase your tickets now on eventbrite.com by searching M3 All Black Gala. That's the M3 Awareness Gala, Friday, July 1st at 6 p.m. at the Majesty Event Center in Tyler, Texas.
She tried to kill me. No, for real. She tried to kill me. I woke up, she had a pillow on my face, a pillow. But what she don't know is I got sleep apnea. So half the night I don't be breathing no way. Found out stuff about my wife over these 200, 300 days. I found out my wife is passive aggressive. That means when something wrong, she won't tell you something wrong. You just got to figure it out. Okay, not only is she passive aggressive, she's also lactose intolerant. So she get mad. She won't tell me. She go downstairs and drink a half a gallon of milk. Now I got to sleep through Beirut. Pew, pew.
We are back. My name is Rodney Perry. You're tuning in to Rodney Perry Live. Great show today. Al Chauncey came through and delivered on so many levels. My co-host, Mr. Daniel Dugar, who is Jordan Jackson, is in the building. Daniel Dugar, he's at Dugar 007 on IG. Gentlemen, thank you again for coming on and rocking with me. We had some great conversations about comedy. And Shani Scott, our next guest, man, I call her Melanie Esquire. She's a lawyer, but the reason I wanted to talk to her weekly is because I feel like some stuff happens in our community and we're not paying attention to it until it's a problem. And so I wanted to have Melanie come on to chop it up with us and tell us the stuff we need to be paying attention to in our respective areas, whether it's somebody been in an altercation with cops or anything legal we need to pay attention to. Welcome to the show, Miss Melanie Mary in the building.
Good morning, Rodney. How are you?
First of all, tell me about the comedy festival in New York.
Oh my God, it was amazing. So this was the third year of the Black Women in Comedy Black Women in Comedy Laugh Festival. Joanna Briley, who is out of New York City, organized it, and there were over 25 venues. I think maybe 50 comedians. I didn't get to meet everybody, but myself, I was able to perform at Gotham Comedy Club, New York Comedy Club, Grizzly Pear, and this other club called St. Mark's. So I had 3 shows Thursday, 1 Friday, and 1 on Saturday, and then got to support some of the other shows. So it was amazing, and got to hang out at the stand in the Comedy Cellar. So that was pretty cool.
Wow, how great is that, man? She's a comedian, but she's also a professional lawyer. She's passed the bar, which is not a game.
In California and Georgia.
Which is a big deal.
Yeah.
They say if you pass the California bar, you can pass the bar anywhere.
And I had to do that for 10 years. So I had been practicing in Georgia for 10. Well, I had my license in Georgia for 10 years, and I had to relearn everything I forgot from law school.
Oh, wow.
So that's what I did over the pandemic, since I couldn't really work. So I just studied for the bar.
I love it. I love it. Tell me this, Melanie. What's happening out there in the streets we need to pay attention to?
Well, I'm pretty sure that you saw that Bill Cosby is liable for $500,000 for a sexual abuse lawsuit stemming from 1975.
20 years ago.
1975. Actually, I was born in 1981. So this is like 46 years ago. Or 47 years ago.
And they
so
awarded somebody $500,000?
Yes. And, because, and the lady now is like 60 something. She was 16 at the time. And so the allegations.
Like, what evidence could she have?
Well, it was literally her word. And so there's a difference between civil and criminal liability, because the statute of limitations had long expired on the sexual abuse claim. But as far as the civil case, California has basically lifted the statute of limitations because, which is where I live, because typically statute of limitations are in place for a reason, because memories fade and witnesses die. And so in this case, Bill Cosby didn't even testify, which he has every right to. But the allegation was that he was aware and knew that she was underage, and still, I don't know, because I'm unsure if he took her to the Playboy Mansion or she showed up. Either way, the allegation is that essentially that he forced her to masturbate him when she was 16. And so there wasn't even an allegation of like actual rape, but more so like sexual assault, which can be like, just an unwanted touching in a sexual area of a sexual nature.
Wow.
So, yeah. But but to me, it's a slippery slope, because it's opening up, like, so you're saying like something that happened 45 years ago, I can come back and sue you for. Like, I think it's kind of a slippery slope.
Of course, we must protect our women. We must protect women in general. But man, this seems like a frivolous lawsuit. Is Bill Cosby that caked up?
I mean, apparently, I guess he still has money. I'm assuming he still has residuals from like the Cosby Show and all of his other.
I know he was a billionaire, and
Yeah.
that doesn't just go away.
No, I mean, and like $500,000 to him is probably like a drop in the hat. But I mean, it's still, and then she's not I know as an attorney, like she's not going to even get that whole 500,000. Like her lawyer is going to get like a third of it, or maybe even 40%, depending on what kind of agreement she had with her attorney. So she's not going to even see all of that money.
It seems like he's at the point where he's like, I'm not even fighting this stuff.
Well, I mean, especially since he got out. But honestly, he should have never gone to jail. And I understand because he had an agreement with the district attorney in Pennsylvania to speak freely in regards to a lawsuit, a civil lawsuit, again, by all of the other accusers. And so that information, once the new district attorney got sworn in, they were like, no, I'm not going to honor that. And so that's how he got out of jail. Got out of prison, because he should have never been there in the first place, because he was given anonymity and protection to speak freely. And then they used his deposition, his civil lawsuit in his criminal trial.
Wow. That's crazy. All right. What's next?
So what else is going on? The Supreme Court recently just passed, overturned a law basically saying that even if there's exculpatory evidence, so evidence of innocence, that a person can still be executed. So more and more, the Supreme Court is basically dialing back our rights. And this is going to affect mainly Black and brown people because statistically...
Okay, unpack that a little bit for me, because I'm confused. This means they can go back and maybe put you on death row?
Well, it basically means that even if there's exculpatory evidence, so exculpatory is evidence that tends to show the innocence of the accused. So even if there's exculpatory evidence, if the person has been convicted and is on death row, there's basically nothing that could be done. So this is a huge, honestly, miscarriage of justice, because a lot of times, I'm sure you know this, Rodney, the police lie. So, wow. Especially when there are cases of like murder. The death penalty is basically for murder, but like if there is like DNA evidence that shows innocence, because a lot of times eyewitness evidence.
So a judge could totally ignore the exculpatory evidence.
Well, if on appeal.
Okay.
So this person's already been convicted. And so everybody that's convicted of a crime gets one shot, like of a major felony, gets one shot at a free appeal. And so typically actually, when I used to work at the DA's office in Atlanta, the public defender had an appellate division. So that portion of the public defender's office only dealt with people that have been convicted. And so post-conviction appeals. So everybody that gets convicted and sent to prison gets like one free appeal if they had a public defender. So if they had already been convicted and then evidence comes later, especially DNA evidence basically is the evidence that frees a lot of people that were wrongly convicted. So now the Supreme Court is saying like, oh, we're not going to even take that into account.
Oh, what? Wow.
Yeah. And so essentially, and this disproportionately affects Black and brown people. So
out of here.
Yeah.
Shani Scott, Daniel Dugard, Jordan Jackson, they're rocking with me today. Melanie, goodness gracious, man. This is so scary to me, man. I sat on the jury once in LA, and I said I would never have my life in the hands of first of all, people that don't know the law. Like, I don't know if I agree with people, regular people sitting on a jury, because you don't really know. All I know is what you as a lawyer tell me. And you could fudge the truth. So it's a lot, man. What else do we have out there?
Hey, but Rodney, hold on right quick before you move on. That jury, because I had to do it in Gwinnett, right? And when I tell you, people were more worried about getting home to do the things that they have to do in the actual case. I was like, I'd be more afraid if I didn't, if I didn't do something, because nobody really were paying attention to the facts or anything. People like, how much longer we got to? And I'm like, man, this is somebody's life. We need to look at these facts and see. And people just didn't really give a damn. They just wanted to go.
Dude, you're absolutely right, Jordan, man. And I didn't really want to get into the specifics of the case, but the case I sat on, it was a murder case. It was two neighboring businesses. And that day, the smaller of the two guys came out and shot his neighbor. And we had to ascertain how far they were apart. We took gun evidence. And like you said, at some point, people were ready to go.
Yeah.
And they were like, well, let's just get him out. Let's just get him out here. I'm like, no. Somebody needs to speak on behalf of this man. He is dead, and he shouldn't be. We don't have to like him. He wasn't a great guy, but he should not be dead.
And this dude came from Mexico. He held this teenage girl in captive. She was able to escape and get out of it. And, you know, she and literally did all kinds of things to this woman. You in there, I know y'all got to have kids. And you talking about, man, let's just come up with something so we can get. I'm like, man, this is serious.
Wow.
Yeah, I only tried one case when I was at the Fulton County DA's office, like within 6 months of me starting my practice, and it was a theft case, and I won. But the former district attorney Paul Howard, who was beat by Fonnie Willis, basically was like, you know, you have to, like, if you don't win, you have to answer to me. So every assistant district attorney was under the pressure to win their case, not no matter what, but it was understood, like if you lost, then you had to explain to him why you lost. So I'm glad that I won, but I won because I had one juror that I ran into like outside randomly, a black woman. And she was like, yeah, I was in loss prevention at Target. So they didn't want to convict him, but I was like, he stole the money from his employer, so he should be convicted. And so she made the difference in me winning and losing my case.
Oh, wow.
So one person, I don't know if she's the foreperson, but like one person can sway the jury.
Wow, ain't that something?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you have anything else? Because I do have something I want to ask you.
Oh, no, you can ask me. I don't have anything else right now.
Deshaun Watson, his case is still in the news. He was in Houston. He had upwards of 24 different people. They say he settled many of those cases, but his lawyer came out maybe a couple weeks ago. It's like happy endings aren't illegal.
I don't know. I've been to a massage parlor, and there's a sign that says "Don't ask us for that."
Right. So he's not going to do any time.
Well, so again, that's the difference between civil and criminal liability. I can't point to one alleged victim that has actually called the police and initiated the criminal process. All the
criminal cases are dropped.
Right. So all of these are, again, civil lawsuits. So civil liability, you have to pay money. Criminal liability, you have to go to jail or pay a fine or do both. But so again, to me, it sounds like a bit of a money grab. And I think some of the women he went to multiple times. So after the first incident, like, okay, I'll give you one pass, but then he comes back and you do it again. I'm like, well, you kind of should have known better. So again, that's why these are not criminal cases, because there isn't enough evidence. But as far as how much evidence you need, like, so if in a criminal case, you have to prove proof beyond a reasonable doubt, right, that the person committed the crime. So if we're talking about percentages, I would say that's like 97, 98%, because you're dealing with somebody's freedom. But when you're dealing with civil liability, the standard is preponderance of the evidence. So it's more likely than not that it happened. So that standard is like 51 to 49%. So it's a much lower standard and much lower threshold to meet. That's why, again, OJ was found not guilty of his criminal trial, but found guilty of wrongful death. Because again, it's more likely than not that he did it. I mean, he even put out a book, "If I Did It," you know, this is how I would do it. But again, that's so you see over and over that civil liability is easier to obtain than a criminal verdict.
Right. Now you brought up OJ. Like, for a guy committing his first murder, he don't have a history of murdering nobody.
Right.
He committed his first murder. Like, what's the odds of an ex-football player being that agile with two adults, male and a female, and being able to murder them both?
Yeah, I mean, I still have questions. I remember this happened, I think it was 1995, so I would have been in like 8th grade, but I do remember watching the trial on Court TV and Judge Ito with those glasses, and Marsha Clark with that hair.
Right.
And just like, you know, looking at all the evidence, and Johnny Cochran did a hell of a job. R.I.P. Johnny Cochran.
All he had to do was cast doubt, right?
That's it. And he cast enough doubt, and he was able to show that Mark Furman was a racist. So that really, and then, you know, that, I mean, because think about what was happening in LA at that time. They had just had, Rodney King with the riots and stuff. And so like LA was like a powder keg at that time as far as like racial tension. And then there were quite a few Black jurors on the jury. So I think that helped. I think that helped as well. But again, I believe he did it. But again, like he was found not guilty in a criminal trial and guilty in a civil trial. And then basically he got his comeuppance when he stole all his memorabilia back in Vegas and actually was sent to jail.
Right. Then he went to jail. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I believe he did it too.
I think he did it, Daniel.
You know, and you know, hey, he from the Bay, man. HP, Hunters Point, man. Ain't no suckers coming out of there, man. You know, he did it.
All right, so let's just poll our jury. Jordan Jackson, OJ, criminal. Did he do it or not?
Man.
Okay, stay out of there.
Go to the next person.
Jenny Scott, OJ innocent or not?
I don't know. I don't know.
Y'all, I met OJ. He came to the Black Lawyers Conference in New Orleans and spoke.
Really?
I took a picture with him. He was like, "You stay fine, Melanie." I was like, "Nah, you ain't gonna kill me."
Wait, no. OJ hit on you?
He hit on me, y'all. He must have thought I was a white girl.
Hilarious. Yo, that is freaking hilarious.
That's not his MO though if he hit on you.
Yeah, he'd have to stab me.
Wow. Hey, Melanie Esquire, I cannot thank you enough for coming on.
Hey, Rodney, real quick.
Yeah.
Has anybody even questioned why the 16-year-old girl was at the Playboy Mansion?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, her parents can't be found liable because they're dead.
They're implying that he brought her.
That's the allegation.
So Melanie, you telling me that OJ took a stab at you for real?
He took a stab at it.
Are you in LA?
Yeah, Jordan, you know I'm in LA. Yeah, I live in LA. Yeah.
Hey, I'm here. We got to link up. I don't go back until Monday.
Okay.
Y'all should shoot. Y'all should shoot some.
Well, now I got some time because I got some free time. So yeah, hit me up.
Definitely.
But with the whole thing, like since I guess, and Hugh Hefner is dead, so he can't be charged. But I don't know.
Where's the liability for the Playboy Mansion? I don't know if you all saw the documentary on A&E, but I mean, there were some major allegations of statutory rape, sexual assault, sexual abuse, multiple spreading of STDs.
Nobody went after him.
Condoms. Hugh Hefner refused to wear condoms and would have anal sex with all the girls. I mean, it was crazy. Like, it was a lot of stuff going on. So yeah, where's the liability to Hugh Hefner's estate for
right? And R. Kelly's still locked up. Hugh Hefner's estate should have been on lock.
Yeah, like Hugh Hefner. Really? Yeah, so it's like, you know, where's the justice for all of those other women?
That's a good thing. Dugas just brought up something that's interesting. R. Kelly has not been charged yet. He has not stood trial yet. Yet he is currently incarcerated, and they're talking about maybe sentencing him to life.
Well, 25 years. He was convicted of, I think they convicted him under like RICO or like trafficking, sex trafficking.
Something like that.
So he's in prison, in federal prison in New York. He still has another trial in Chicago. He may waive that one. And the issue will be whether they will sentence him concurrently or consecutively. So if it's concurrent, that means they can stack
on top of each other.
Yeah, on top of each other. If it's concurrently, like it'll run together. But if it's consecutive, they stack it. So, like for instance, the guy who murdered George Floyd, Chauvin, has both a federal hate crime and a state murder charge. So he pled out to his federal crime, and they're going to run the sentences concurrently. So he's still only going to do like 20 years in prison, right? So I hope they give the same luxury to R. Kelly and not run those sentences consecutive, but run them concurrently. But depending on what his sentence is, they may waive his trial in Illinois.
You know, it's like we the R. Kelly thing. We black folks, we put him behind bars. And when you look at these cats like Weinstein and all of those cats,
but Dugar, hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but we also have a responsibility to
no. Let me finish. I didn't finish. And when you look I believe he was a predator. Don't get it twisted. But when we look at Weinstein, those cats, even under the shadiness of what they do, they still protect each other.
Mm-hmm.
They still protect each other in the double standard. Like I look at the Cosby thing, it's like this woman is getting a $500,000 settlement off of some hearsay that happened back in 70-something.
75.
And it's just like, well, did it really happen? And then you look at the Watson. I believe it's all a money grab.
No, I think you're right, but at the same time, though, that's apples and oranges, right, Melanie?
Yeah, I mean, like it is. I do believe with Deshaun Watson is a money grab because again, there's like so these are current or very recent claims of activity as opposed to Cosby, which was 45 years ago or 45 plus years ago. So the fact that the criminal charges were dropped against Deshaun Watson and only the civil charges stand says a lot. I mean, there was a case recently where a woman accused Chris Brown of sexually assaulting her. He had the text message. He's like, no, I didn't. And that shit got dropped. Sorry, that case got dropped very fast. So like her lawyer dropped her because again, you can allege anything, but what can you prove?
So Rodney, do you think R. Kelly should at least be allowed to still make music?
Oh, absolutely.
From jail? I mean, I think
his prison should be a studio.
No, but you lose those privileges.
The lyrics gonna be different though.
He should have canceled his music and pulled his music. I think his music still should have been played.
He still has children.
Do I feel like he should be in jail? Yes. Because is he a predator? Yes. But and in the same thing with Weinstein, yeah, he in jail too. But you know, it might be a different situation for them. I think that as women, a lot of times, you know, things happen, and when we do come forward and say this happened to me, it's always pushed under the rug. Now there are those women that are lying, that you know, and that's on everything. But at the same time, I do think examples need to be made swiftly, and you know, it shouldn't take so long.
Yeah.
You have to prove to you that I was violated by this person.
Wow. Well,
you know, they never
means no. That's the end of the year. Because used to be.
Oh, you ain't got to tell me nothing. Go ahead, you got the last word.
Hey, that's a no.
Pulling R. Kelly's music to me was kind of crazy.
Yeah,
because they never pulled Elvis music.
Yeah, or Weinstein's movies or Woody Allen stuff.
Elvis wasn't prosecuted either.
But Priscilla was underage too.
Well, heck, Roman Polanski, Woody Allen.
What's the other name? Jeffrey, the one that
everybody freeze.
Okay.
Melanie, do you want to hang out with us for the rest of the show?
Sure.
All right. Because we got to talk sex now, man.
Bro, I was frozen, man.
I'm freeze yourself.
Okay.
My next guest is here. I don't want to take up too much of her time. She is our resident sex therapist. We call her segment the Morning Quickie every Thursday morning. Welcome, Sherelle E. Thomas. Welcome, Sherelle.
Hi, guys.
All right, Sherelle. We've been talking about sexual inappropriateness. What are you covering today?
I'm talking about multiple rounds. That's what we were supposed to be discussing.
Hey, okay, yeah. Jordan Jackson with the arms.
Are you a fan?
Multiple rounds. What do you mean by that?
When guys can go multiple rounds, like when they can climax, wipe it off, and get.
I'm sure that's not an issue. Melanie, is it hard out there in them streets?
I don't have a comment right now.
So let me ask you guys, Rodney, like, would you prefer to be one and done, or are you enticed about being able to get up and go again? And I want to know that from everybody. Like,
Okay,
what's your preference?
I'm gonna give you an answer. As a young man, I was making my business to go more than once. But as I get older, I don't even be trying to.
What about you, Daniel?
You know, as a 58-year-old man, I would love to be able to dial in to be that Black Panther of multiple times in one session. I'm shooting for that.
I love it. And then is it Melanie? I'm waiting on the names to come back up. Is that your name, Melanie?
Yeah, it's Melanie. Nice to meet you.
You too.
I prefer one and done. I'm 40. I ain't got time for that. Like I climax, you climax. Okay, let's go about our day or go to bed. Good night.
So you good with climaxing one time?
Yeah, because like after one, it's hard for me to ramp back up again. It takes a while. So I'm like, I'll take my one and done.
Jordan?
I'm gonna give you 1.5. 1.5 great rounds.
And then how about you, Shanny?
It depends on what we got going on. It depends on what the day was like, you know, what we got to do next.
Yeah.
It depends on it.
Yeah. Which is understandable. Like when I talk about going multiple rounds, it's not like 45-minute session here, stop. Then let's do another hour. Like I feel like that take a lot of effort, but having that option.
I'm wrong if it take that long.
What you say?
I'm wrong if it take that long. Cause 2 rounds.
So that's my next question. Like on
average, Jeff, I got stuff to do.
right. On average, how long would you like to go? How long would you like the session to go from penetration to end? Not even foreplay.
I don't think it really matters as long as I don't know. I mean,
it's completely up to you.
My partner know where to touch me to make it happen. So
exactly,
it ain't.
That's the point.
You know,
if you get the woman to climax, you can speed that whole process up.
Exactly.
You get a woman to come quicker, then we can all be out of here quicker.
But I think it should be like if you go to a great steakhouse and you experience the whole experience of the food. I think that's how it should go. And I mean, you got to understand, man. When I had hair and an S-curl, when I was out there, just that dude. Yeah, you'll think that way, but I think as you get older, I think it's more about the steady connection, and sometimes mentally, if you could dial in there mentally, I think all those other things can connect the dots.
Oh, this brother got a whole lot of coochie before he got married. He get the right word.
That boy Dugan was a legend in the game.
I'm just saying though, but it's just kind of like if you stimulate the brain cells.
Oh, stimulate! Yeah, this guy get a lot of coochie. He's getting a lot of coochie. What you got to
come? The energy is gonna come.
Energy. Oh yeah, this guy.
Maybe I sound crazy, but that's just
no, not at all.
No,
all right, Sherelle, what do we have to do?
Okay, let me ask y'all this: is anybody here content with 5 minutes or less?
If he hit the right, yeah, because he
exactly.
knows where to go. So, yeah.
So y'all good with 5 minutes? I might be talking to the wrong crowd. Like,
No. I'm trying to understand what you're saying. So wait.
You in there for 5 minutes and you
no.
No, she's got it.
You should be having sex anywhere from 10 to 18 minutes.
Great. That's what. So with the woman, just to put it out there, not all men know how to bring women to that point where they actually climax. So an average man get off in 8 to 10 minutes. For a woman, it's 18 to 40 minutes. So this is why I teach 1, how to last longer, and 2, how to go multiple rounds. Because if you didn't get her there that first time, or if it was like 5 minutes quick, you slipped. This is just to help you incorporate how to go again. in those situations that's needed.
Hold
Again,
the press.
What'd
You
you say?
telling me there's a class to teach a man how to last longer?
Yeah. Yeah. I teach. Yes. I teach it all.
Okay, so wait. Let me understand. So Sherelle, you a woman is not there. We 30 minutes in. I'm about to bust.
Yes.
So is it all mental? Do I got to dial my mind back to keep from busting, or do I got to think about baseball? Like
you know the answer to that.
Yep, you get it all. So I have 7 things that you can actually do to hold back, like pull back. Say you like 10 minutes in and you ready to, to let go, to release. These are some of the things that you can do to pull it back in so you can help her get hers. The first one, edging, and we talked about that before, which is getting all the way there. It's learning your body, like before you actually climax, going like you're about to jump off the cliff, and don't jump over that edge. You pull back, you stop all of the
now is that a Kegel?
No, not a Kegel. That's edging. You just stop. You just stop it all. So say you stroking, you feel it.
Hold on, slow your hands down. Now what you doing now?
Stroking, you feel that tingle, and you just pull out and stimulate her in other ways. Kiss her neck.
But a woman will fight you if you pull out like that. If she was right there.
Use your hand. She gonna fight you if you bust. Use your hand. Do something.
But what if you throb and you can't stop it?
That's the whole point, learning your body. So before you get to that point of no return, you stop.
Because look, I'm writing this down because I need to know.
All right.
I'm in class right now.
You could just be good in bed.
But these are things that's gonna make you great. I'm trying to be great.
Nah, let me tell you something. Well, anyway, that's getting too deep. All right, well, go ahead, keep going with you.
Number 2 is to actually squeeze it. Like when you feel like you're throbbing and you're about to come, like you grab the base and you squeeze to keep it from coming out. I heard that's very painful, so I would not recommend it.
That's blue balls. That's blue balls. That's blue balls.
That's another option. Number 3, you mentioned about the Kegels. Kegels is another thing. Doing Kegels outside of the bedroom. Kegels is just squeezing those muscles down there.
All right, everybody, let's get 5 quick reps. And go.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. Y'all with me? You got it?
That's work there.
So doing that outside of the bedroom will help strengthen your pelvic floor muscles, so that way you can sustain it and you can actually utilize that when you're having sex to pull back, to keep from climaxing.
Now I will say this: years ago, before I was married, I was with this young lady. She was like super slim, and she would not let me go down. Like. So imagine we're together. And I want to say she was on top of me, and she was like, nope. And she just stayed in there with it. And she just stayed in there. And hold on. The sucker came back.
What do you mean? Like after you?
That was some good.
I had shot the club all the way up.
Yes. That's a major trick. So what she actually did for you. So when guys climax, what happens in their brain? That part, that sexual part that's excited, about sex and think about sex, it shut all the way down. It's like, oh, it's closed. I don't want to think about that anymore. But what she did for you is she kept stimulating you, and she kept you in her to the point where, no, we gonna work this back up. Don't close that door, like open it back up. You need to experience this. And that's all it is, like for men. Instead of allowing that part of your brain to shut down, wake it back up. Think about the most passionate like sex you ever had. Like do something to keep that door from closing all the way. Trick your brain. That's all that it is. And then you can get back up again easily.
Hey, Rodney, is this recorded? Is this recorded?
Yeah.
Okay, because I got to run this back by Shelby, man. Because I'm learning some things right now. I'm learning some things right now.
Hey, I think this is great information, but let me ask you this, and this is to all the ladies on the panel. If we can adjust our brains to go longer, that women should be able to adjust their brains to come quicker.
Exactly. And they can, and some of us do. But they have to have the desire to do so. A lot of women give up on the fact, or like, oh, he just out for himself. Some women fake orgasms. That doesn't help.
Get back up again.
Get back up again.
But yeah, like some of them fake orgasms, and all that's doing is training him to say like what you're doing is pleasing her, when in reality it's really not. So yes, women can train their brain and their body to climax faster. But
I say this: if we all come together, we can go bed.
Right. Amen.
I got
Rodney.
a question for the doc though.
Yes.
So, how is it that if you can make a woman squirt, why is it that they can only do that? Why can't they do that every time? Why is it only like 3 or 4 times and not every time?
They can't do it every time.
And I have 2 workshops coming up. 2 workshops. I think it's June 30th and then July 1st. One for the men, one for the women. But I teach you specifics on the women. I work with them, training them how to train their body to squirt all the time, as well as the
every woman can?
Yes, every woman is capable. If you have a Skene's gland, a urethra, a vagina, you can squirt.
Look, I don't want to squirt every time because I don't have that many sheets. Okay.
I don't like that. I don't like that.
It's like, who wants to sleep in a
It's
puddle?
like they peeing on you, don't it?
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's not pee, right? It's not pee, Sherelle.
It's not pee. It comes from the Skene's gland.
I
Now,
don't-
Got a little pee smell though.
And then you look like, what that gonna taste like? I ain't with that.
what the who tastes like? That's because you haven't.
It's super clear, but it still smells like pee.
It would be a different.
No, I've experienced that, and it turned me off.
On the other side, I'm saying as a woman, if you knew what squirting felt like, and if you knew what it does for us,
it's the loudest scream you'll ever hear in life.
So it's like a great bacon cheeseburger is what you say.
It's beyond like amazing.
Okay.
It's one of the like you feel like you out of your body, like there's tingles everywhere.
Okay.
It's out of control.
All right.
So for those men who be like, oh, the women is peeing, like if a woman was peeing, you gotta say, can every woman squirt? If it was pee, every woman would be squirting.
Oh, it's definitely not pee. Got a pee smell. A little slight pee. It's clear, but it smells like pee.
So I got 3 of them down. What's the other 4?
Okay, the 4th one, control your mind, what Rodney was talking about earlier, thinking about baseball, thinking about something else.
Control your mind.
Yep, don't think about what it feel like. Don't think about how wet it is. Don't think about how warm it is. Think about something boring. Thinking about the pain.
Let me tell you something.
Things to think about.
The older I get, I'm not even trying to think about nothing else.
You want to take it all in. Okay, number 5 is numbing cream. So that
what?
It's an
numbing
option.
Cream.
It's an option. I'm here just.
They got some numbing cream that tastes good.
On your meathead?
No, there's some specifically for sex. You got to find the right kind, and it's not something that I would say utilize all of the time, but this is occasionally you can use numbing cream. Number 6 is condoms. Get you a thick condom. That'll help you last longer.
Ain't nobody doing that.
And number 7 is to switch it up. Like if you know that stroke gonna take you there, you know that stroke gonna get you there, change the stroke.
All right, so cut out doggy style completely.
Hold on. What is Jeff talking about? Jeff say go to Chinatown and get that China brush. What that mean?
I don't know. No idea.
Hey, I'm sorry, guys. We got to get out of here. Hey, let me tell you something, Sherelle Thomas. It's always a pleasure. It's been the morning quickie. We know better, but will we do better? Who knows? My name is Rodney Perry. Tune in to Rodney Perry Live. Melanie Esquire, appreciate you. Al Chauncey, my co-host, who is Jordan Jackson, and Daniel Dugard 007. It's been a great day. Media Room 360. Thank you so much. I'm Rodney Perry. Peace out.
Peace, everybody.
Get ready for America's #1 funny man. What?